So one of the really productive areas that you'll find within our organization is our intranet, and this is where we find a lot of our information. Now, this has changed up quite significantly recently, and that is to try and bring some structure to our own intranet. This is what we do for a living, so ours should display everything that we promote to clients. Now, the first thing to note is that this is a hub. It's a hub site, which means that it has a navigation that is consistent no matter where I go to within my site. And that's because there's a hub and spoke model. Now, each of the sites will have its own content and could have its own navigational bar. So let's take our homepage as an example. We've got some quick links through to things like my day at GT, leave, expenses, etc. These are things that you would expect people to need to get to quite quickly. But at the same time, we're very interested in things like core values and making sure that you understand those core values and we're working towards them. Also, policies and procedures, and getting to know what you're meant to do with the GT playbook. So we have some navigation that's built into the pages. We also are big at the moment on promoting news, and as a hub site you'll notice that different news comes from different locations where we're publishing that news. So any knowledge base articles are being published under our knowledge base repository, whereas articles just for the team in general are generally published at the intranet site. Important that this keeps up to date with all of the information right across the hub. Similarly, we've got our events, we've got our productivity at GT with our Viva Connections dashboard. And this is the component that I've shown before where it pops up on your cell phone. But what's most important is getting around our site. And I'm going to be talking about our navigation. So we use what's called a mega menu, and that mega menu allows you to construct these large menus with headings and links underneath them. And in our new intranet site, we have tried to make this as easy as possible for you to find information that's relevant to you. So starting off at home, things that are important to us are our mission and vision and our core values. These are things that every one of our staff members should know and should be driving towards as per our vision and mission retreat last year. When we get through to clients, things like active clients, project lists, etc. And the HR portal, this has been radically changed up to show you information on the HR site, things like onboarding and recruitment. Now, if we go and have a look at that HR site, you'll actually see that we've got a sub-menu here that shows you things like links to PaySpace, links to policies, your career. You can find out about roles and responsibilities, job postings, onboarding, and right through to things like the medical aid, the GT coin, even managing stress. And all of these items point to links within our intranet that are important for you, including how do I do things like find my pay slips, prepare for my new job, take a leave of absence, etc. So we've tried to make this as easy as possible relating to the area that you go into. So human resources, these all relate to human resources in one way, shape or form or the other. But you'll also notice that our top menu bar is still with us. So when we go through to infrastructure, they can go to any of their functions. If we go through to operations, looking at things like our playbooks, and we talk about documentation a lot. So rules for documentation, rules for testing, any of our video content, and as well as any collaboration type area where you can collaborate with the team. Now, these links don't necessarily need to point to SharePoint. Some of them might point to Teams as an example. So this opens up our GT Teams chat. When we go to training, we're working a lot on the knowledge base here. And in terms of the knowledge base, that's been broken up into two different areas. Basically, your how-to documentation and then your productivity tips. Productivity tips being the ones that I'm giving you now. Obviously, if you want to go and see all of them, click on See All, and that will take you through to the list of all of the potential productivity tips that have been posted. Now, we've added in a funny little section called I Need To, and this is meant to be an easy place for you to find information. So I need to see the company documents. I want to go and get the marketing assets to get a logo. I want to log a support call, or you know what, I'm meeting with a client. What information do I need to know about meeting with clients? Then through to things like applying for leave, setting your out of office, building your knowledge, even through to whistleblower forms and timesheeting. So all of that information is here for you to read. Some of it might be a policy or procedure. So let's take meet with a client, which takes us through to a page talking to you exactly about how to meet with the client, how to prepare. If there's a template, that template is attached, etc. So we're following this model to find data that is relevant to that discussion. And that's basically how we're going to be navigating around our intranet for productivity. Thanks.